St. Paul's first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 7 says, "It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres." Now, what do you think was Paul intending to say when he said, "Love always protects"? I read in an article that Paul might have been thinking of a quote. Now, to see whether this was true, I scrolled through certain commentaries. The Theological Dictionary of the New Testament, which is known for its word study, substantiates this view by stating that the word protect conveys the idea of covering with a cloak of love. Now, love protects also suggests that there are those who need protection. Though God created our world as a place where every man, every woman, and every child can flourish safely, sin has shattered that reality. Instead, the world is a dangerous place for many. Now, such was the case for Ruth. As a foreigner, a widow, a young woman, and a person in poverty, Ruth was vulnerable to exclusion, abuse, and deprivation. We see Boaz using his strength and privilege as a landowner to extend protection to Ruth, a young immigrant who wanders into his fields. We see Ruth, despite her vulnerable position, doing everything she can to protect Naomi. Above all, we see God Himself, the hero of the story, protecting the vulnerable ones, covering them with His wings and offering refuge. Can you remember receiving one such quote where you were nervous about the test, but the teacher stayed late to help you? You were far from home and afraid, but your mother called to comfort you. You were innocent and accused, so your friend stood to defend you. Covered with coat of encouragement, covered with coat of tender-hearted care, covered with coat of protection, covered with a cloak of love. Now, this is how Christ covered you and me when He died on the cross. And this is how we need to cover the world. When you were a child, have you ever shivered so much that your mom and dad wrapped a coat around you? That simple act is a symbol of love that protects. There are 1,000 ways to show such love, but each says just one thing: I care for you and I am watching over you. Take up the challenge. Cover others with a coat of love.